Okay, welcome everyone. It's June the 28th, 2024, and we're still working in the throat chakra and the law of karmic dispensation. The 10th dimension, the blessing and virtue of hope with the mother. So let's just go right to Archangel Michael's mission. We're here to create peace, and peace is very much connected to karmic dispensation. The letting go of all, the forgiveness basically of all debt that is we have created with our judgments. If you want to get to the simplest understanding of it, to create peace within ourselves, so we create peace on the planet. So I've got down here non-judgment. When we get to non-judgment, we'll be in the now, the world will be at peace. So the more we are in non-judgment of self and non-judgment of everyone, and we can just stand back like a tree and watch everything, that's mastery. So here we are, there's the throat. It is the sound and the silence, the stillness of the mother, father one is the perfect balance, understanding. All of that is contained in the throat chakra. And along with hope, forgiveness of everything, peace, trust, faith, apologies, the blue energy of the mother, the law of karmic dispensation, and then that charity, selflessness, generosity. It's where angels play in the 10th dimension, and it's difficult to master, but highly possible, this 10th dimensional growth pattern. One of the most important things I'm finding is coming to a place of gratitude for everyone. So I talk about lifting our wounded children up to the light in gratitude. So if you're ever struggling with someone that has traumatized you, if you can just see them as a wounded child, because anybody that's traumatized anybody usually is very wounded. So we want to just lift all of us up into the light in gratitude for the courage it takes to be here and play the role that they've played. Because without people playing if you want to call it the bad guy, we wouldn't have the hero, we wouldn't have the mastery of compassion that we're all searching for. So someone had to play the bad guy. So just know that it's just a role, and the faster we are in a state of forgiveness and compassion and gratitude, it neutralizes those old belief systems inside of the self. So hope is really important. The expanded definition of hope, the gift of heart knowing of the presence of God, the only reason for change, encompasses serenity, total and perfect calm, the ability to understand that very often things on earth are not as they appear, an ability to pierce the illusion of the veil, to be in the world but not of it, to be able to remain centered and still, one with who you are regardless of external. So that one's really important. Just knowing who you are so you can watch what's going on and be able to discern but not judge. So there's that non-judgment, karmic dispensation, creation, divine alignment. We can do this. Okay, so this is a reminder of Albert Einstein's E = mc squared, with his infinity sign added back in 2013, because he said this is infinite, what we're learning. And I think if he had really understood that E is light, I'm not sure if this came through Raw of Earth on Instagram, that maybe this would have been an L, who knows. But E is light, is what Ra said. M equals M, which is matter, which is our bodies, which is everything, which is the earth, which is love. And C is how fast the speed, basically. And then he said light and matter are exactly the same thing. And that's what Archangel Raphael says too. There's no difference between love, healing, light, creation. Yes, Darren.
Now, I believe in that equation, C is the speed of light.
Yeah, he just said speed. So yeah, the galactics have talked about how that we don't have the knowing of all of that yet, but I guess it's coming. Yes, speed of light. Okay, and Ken.
It also could stand for the speed of love.
Yeah, because love and light are the same thing. That's what Raphael is saying, and yeah. And that's why I wrote are exactly the same thing, because the green and the gold are very interconnected. Yeah. This is so profound what Raffi says. There is no difference between healing and creation. Love and light. Yes, Darren.
The speed of light is finite. The speed of love is infinite. So I would say the speed of love is infinite, this infinity sign.
This speed is connected to love or light or both.
This speed is the speed of light. This is the speed of love, is the infinity.
Yeah, but love and light are the same thing.
Well, yeah, they're the same, but they go at different speeds.
Well, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. You'd have to ask a galactic. I don't know that they do. I don't know. Anyways, let's just keep going. So it is called the theory of relativity. E equals MC. Hi. Oh, we have a little visitor. Did you want to come and say hi to everybody? Okay, come on. Yeah. Come on up. Who's here?
Yeah, hello.
Look at that
Hi.
smile.
Oh, you got your dog? Yeah. Okay. Look at that. Well, this is the speed of love right here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yes, it was.
And cuteness.
Yeah,
The
she
speed
says,
of
look at my doggy. Say it again.
Look, my doggy.
Very
Yeah, what's doggy's name?
boo boo. Roof roof. Oh, he says roof roof. Doggy. His name is Doggy.
No, Doggo, no.
Oh, his name is Doggo.
No, Doggo, no.
Doggo. This is Doggo.
No, Doggo.
No.
Doggy. Doggy.
Oh, Doggy. Okay, thank you. Good job. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, do you want to listen to class? You can sit there. Okay. All right. So when light slows down, it turns into matter. We are light beings. Everything around us in this moment is light vibrating at a lower speed. So when we say raising vibrations, we want the light to be vibrating faster.
Yeah, we want to increase the amount of light in whatever it is.
What's that?
You want to increase the amount of light in matter.
Yeah, so here he's saying the light entering our eyes is influencing the way we think, the way we feel, the way we act. It's influencing how well we sleep, how energized we feel when we wake up, which mood we are in, how much focus we have. That's all raising the vibration with the light. When light enters our eyes, it turns into electricity that activates our inner pharmacy. This is amazing how he's worded this. So we can produce all the neurotransmitters and hormones that influence our metabolism, our thinking, our feeling, therefore our action. And what I should have done was bring in, I should have put up the slide about the throat and what it's connected to in the physical body. Because the throat chakra is connected to our metabolism. So the more we open to the light and we lift people up to the light, it helps with everything. So theoretically, raising people up into the light will help raise their vibration to help speed up the light within the physical form. So we remember our self-worth, basically. Raising vibration is connected to remembering our self-worth, the golden energy. So Albert Einstein said, the continuum of the mass of the light, which is really the love, that is where the infinity comes in. He said that one little symbol is rather important, is it not? For it speaks to the continuity and the infinite nature of creation and the universe. And here I had tried to squeeze it into a manageable form when it was never intended to be so small. So he's talking about the infinite nature of creation. And that's where Raffi says no difference between healing and creation. So they're all saying the same thing. So letting go of being right brings us to non-judgment of everyone, compassion, love. So it's the speed that we can let go brings us to the infinity of love, the infinite nature of creation and the universe, basically. With speed, we use speed. We want speed, the letting go of the debt. I love how it all ties in. Yes, so here's the movement of the mother peace, reparation, repentance, reconstitution. And here, Archangel Michael says love is the fuel, which I'm saying is the light. Love is the substance, there's the matter, and there's love is the movement. So it all connects to this formula as well. So amazing. So anyways, I'm glad that was brought to my attention, because I remember when this information came through and I did not understand it at all. Yes, Ken?
One of the sources of our metabolism is in our throat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to bring that slide up next time for next class so we can see it. Yeah. The throat chakra is connected to our metabolism. So if our metabolism is out of whack, it's connected to all this information we're learning about karmic dispensation, about hope, about the 10th dimension, about this formula, and it's opening to the light. So, and what is light but gratitude? Is gratitude for yourself, for being here and opening to the work that we're doing and really letting go all the debt, all the judgments. It's so simple when it comes down to it. Gratitude. So SK said in the last class that we did, he said, I would ask each of you not to cling to old grievances or old hurts, to not cling to old patterns of behavior or actions or thoughts or ideations, belief systems that do not in any way serve you. So just watch for those old habits. If you're used to having conversations with people where you're complaining or blaming or feeling a certain way that's connected to the old patterns, stop, laugh, just laugh and say, oh, there I go again. And that's when prudence, remember when St. Bernadette said that quick apology to self can really help? Well, that's connected to this karmic dispensation as well. So asking for karmic dispensation, we are asking to be free of our judgments of self and others, our debts, judgments owed and incurred. Raj says you are newborn, and yet you are newborn with the wisdom and the love and the knowing of who you are and of the journey that you have completed thus far and that you intend and will complete. This frees you to ascend. So yes, Darren.
Yeah, so to clear all these old patterns and so forth, the most important thing is really to observe them in the first place.
And laugh because they're not real.
Yeah, well, of course. Once you see them, then they are hilarious, actually.
Yeah, but the key is to, like, so many of them are subconscious and unconscious. And we don't
Right.
even realize they're running. So that key is awareness. Like, oh, and that's where the karmic dispensation meditation, when we do it over and over, it brings clarity to these old patterns so that we can laugh at them. That's what it does. Because
Well, does that matter? That meditation bring these old patterns to the surface?
that's what I've found. It
Yeah.
brought a ton more clarity because I had things that were running I didn't even realize.
That's what
Okay.
happened in my dream.
Yeah, that's what just happened to Ken.
Was there?
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you weren't there for it, but I had a dream where I found out that a lot of what was going on with my father was karma, because I was his father in another lifetime, and I treated him about the same as he treated me.
Yeah, of course. We came right
So,
back. Eh?
Well, I think from the other side we know what role we're going to play. And the idea is for one of us to figure it out and finally master compassion. Because we've been trying to do this for years and not really succeeding. And
Yeah,
so
of course, it's all planned ahead of time for sure.
yeah, so now, it's like, okay, let's give it another good go because we really want to do this and it's time. It just is time. And we have so much help. There is no failure this time for this ascension. And the mother said that many times. So we're here to master compassion.
Yeah, failure is not an option.
No, it's not. So, and this is an interesting way of looking at people that are trapped in resentment. So I was watching Tara Brock and Gabor Mate talk about Israel and Gaza. And Tara said, she had this metaphor that she's found very useful where you're walking in the woods and you see this little dog and you bend down to say hello, like, what are you doing? Why are you all alone? And the dog lunges at you. And then so you step back and you go, oh my, and then you realize the dog's foot is caught in a trap. So usually the people that are abusing power, they're trapped in their belief systems. So it's the metaphor of actually, it's like a leg is trapped and then they project out this fear and this anger and this way of being that is not who they are, but it's just because that's what they're trapped. They feel trapped. Yes, Ken.
when we first got Mozzie, one of the things he did was he went underneath the couch. Well, I didn't realize it at the time, but that one of the legs of the couch was resting on his tail.
Oh, wow.
So thank God because he couldn't move.
Mhm.
So we were able to give him food and stuff like that, but it wasn't until he was so mean we were going to send him back, and then this lady came over from who we got him, and then she pulled him off of that, and so I realized what was going on, and so that's when we were able to figure out that he wasn't being mean, he was just trapped.
Yeah, that's a perfect example.
That's
Perfect.
scary. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So these beings that are acting out of alignment, all we were talking about before, it's the belief systems. They're trapped in the old system. And the other thing that happens if they are complaining and blaming, like, I know this is what happened to me. I become what I resent. So whatever I'm judging, I become that. Even though I don't want to, I'm so caught up in the resentment, I become what I resent. So the ones we judge or resent are trapped, and then we trap ourselves. We literally cripple ourselves with resentments and judgments because it comes right back to us and can create health issues and all kinds of stuff. So the most important thing is to find that gratitude for the ones that have traumatized us, and the forgiveness and the compassion, because we want to be in our joy. We don't want to be caught in all these old grievances and old patterns and thoughts and belief systems, because they just come back to haunt us. So it's just, I know this is a bit graphic, but I thought, okay, well, we'll just put it out there so we remember. We want to remember. Remember.
What's
And
the other picture? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. What's
this
the
one
other
up
picture?
here,
Yeah.
that is a paw that's been caught in a trap.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
if you looked at this dog, it would look like a nice friendly dog, but if its paw was trapped right there, it would not be so happy to see us. Yeah.
Okay.
So a way through the resentments is gratitude, like just lifting people up into the light, not compassion, non-judgment, being in a state of forgiveness. Our greatest teachers are often the ones that traumatize us the most. So if we can wake up and say thank you, like right when you wake up in the morning, and say thank you to those great teachers, because we wouldn't be here right now having these discussions if we didn't understand what trauma and pain and, the experiences that we've had. There's no way I would be doing readings or going and sitting with women that are really struggling with addiction unless I've experienced it. And so having that experience is like, I'm so grateful for it. Yep, Darren.
Yeah, I think we have to have a lot of gratitude for all the teachers that have brought us up to this point where we are right now as well, because we've had teachers throughout our whole life, really, that are teaching us, how to have that gratitude and non-judgment.
Yeah, well, they've been the example of that, but also the mastery is being gratitude for the trauma, for all the experiences that we've been through. Because then you just sail through it and it doesn't have a hold on us. And we're not being right about it anymore. We're just like, okay, that was that experience. And I learned so much, basically. But yeah, we want to wake up. We want to wake ourselves up into the light, being in the light all the time. So it's a joy to be alive. We ascend as we all forgive ourselves. And then the more each family is in peace, that automatically creates world peace. So working with the ones that are closest to us is really important. Moms and dads, even if they passed over to the other side, if you're still feeling anything, to call them in and clean it up. And siblings, anybody that we've been close family with, former wives and husbands, anybody that we've been in close contact with. I used to think I didn't need to do it around my former husband. That's the most important for me. I need to really, really, really clean that up so that I'm not holding any kind of resentment. So there's that hope, the gift of the heart, knowing of the presence of God. Yes, Ken.
Well, now I know I haven't mentioned him much, but my brother is a lot like my father.
Yep.
So, I haven't really been dealing with him. So I have to really come to terms with my feelings about him being so much like my father. So, which I haven't done yet,
Yeah.
which I'm in the process of, I guess.
Good job, because that'll really help with your health as well.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Clean up any issues around family. And it can be aunts, it can be uncles, it can be brothers, it can be cousins, it can be whoever family. If we're struggling with any family members, it will affect our health. Because these are the ones that we knowingly incarnated with, knowingly said we're going to go and create ascension on this planet. Yeah. And they're the most emotionally charged. Yeah. So, yeah. And anyone that reminds us, I'm working with a lady who has chronic pain, which is diminishing. Like today, there was just a huge shift. But she has an aunt that acts a lot like her mother, and she's navigating communication with the aunt and knowing that this is a gift to learn to deal with her mom who's on the other side. So here's this lady that acts just like her, has popped up in her life, has been there for a while, and she is navigating it. It's incredible, and her pain is all diminishing. Yeah. Yeah, it's really fun to watch. Okay. So yeah, remembering hope is amazing for doing all this work, because it's very much connected to dispensation, the karmic dispensation. To be in the world but not of it, to be able to remain centered and still, one with who you are, regardless of external. So that's us totally not judging anything, just being able to walk the world and be like Jesus. Asking for karmic dispensation, we're asking for the movement of love, the release of debts owed, debts incurred, to be love, non-judgment. So our truth, our joy, our light simply is. That's raising our vibration. Debts are our judgments of self, of others. Yeah. So when the debts are taken care of, and you know you know that the karmic board has forgiven us for all our debts, all our judgments, then truth, your divine knowing, shines through, your supreme intelligence, your wisdom, you know, your physical form, the substance, your inspiration, ideas, and the love, the expression, and how that's experienced. It all flows so much better. And then joy is, you are the substance of love, the matter of joy. You're the embodiment of that essence of laughter and the tinkling of gladness, the song of freedom. All of these are interwoven as one, interwoven uniquely into your tapestry. So that's your substance and your being. So this is the masculine substance, and this is the expression, the being. So there's laughter, which is an expression, embodiment, song of freedom. So this is the substance of love, which both these are the same. Remember, love and creation, and healing and creation, they're the same. And then the matter is the light slowed down to be gratitude, basically, because we're here to be grateful for everything, especially the trauma. Being grateful for the trauma is a good one. We raise our vibration. Yes, Ken.
One of the things that I didn't do with my brother is I never told him I was in the hospital.
Right.
So I just, well, the excuse was that he did that to me too, but I still have to come to terms with him, and I'm not sure how to explain this to him, because I don't want him to feel resentful.
That you didn't call him.
Yeah, I didn't let him know, because it's been 7 months ago.
Right. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? And when did he not call you? Did he have a health
Yeah,
issue?
he was in the hospital. This was years ago, though. I don't really remember the circumstances. I forget how it even came up, but that was one of the things that came up. And I'm not sure that what I was doing was a good excuse, except to push him away.
Right. Interesting. Yeah. So the more we face into it and explain, usually it lightens our load, but we have to be very prudent to know whether it's a good idea. Like sometimes it can create more drama somehow.
That's the reason I haven't, because at this point it doesn't matter. And
The other
I
thing
just,
you can do is talk to his higher self.
right, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
explain it. If it's meant to be talked about in physicality, your guides, ask your guides to organize it, to orchestrate it. That's what I do. I don't set anything up anymore. I just say, if this is necessary, I need help, and put us together, like orchestrate it. And then they're happy to do it. And it can take months often, but that's us allowing them to work their creation.
Yeah, that's really a great idea, because then you have divine timing coming into it, so it'll work out perfectly.
Mhm. Yeah, and it usually goes very, very smoothly, because they help both sides. The guides are helping, and then, the mighty ones are there too if they're needed. Yeah. So talking to the higher self and then just asking for help. Our guides love it when we ask for help, because we don't ask enough. We should be asking every day for them to help us, because they're just waiting for us. They don't have a lot, they have lots to do, but they want to be doing more. They often feel underemployed. So it's good reminders. We forget. So we raise our vibration with non-judgment of ourselves. When light slows down, it turns into matter. We are light beings. Everything around us in this moment is light vibrating at a lower speed. So we want to be vibrating at a higher speed. That's the raising of our vibration. How do we do it? By being in the divine qualities, remembering and expressing ourselves as divine. Yes, Darren.
Yeah, when light slows down and turns into matter, if you slow it down even more, it becomes dark then.
Okay, well, I bless everything that happened in my life, because I wouldn't be here right now. So I don't even like to call it dark. I just call it an experience into
Well,
understanding how to raise my vibration. So I don't,
you could call it lack of light, I guess, if you want.
well, yeah, it's learning all about lack, which is our debts, which is, it all translates into lack of finances, lack of the divine qualities, like lack of self-worth, lack of self-love. Those are what's underlying all the belief systems. So yeah, you could say that, lack. It ties in. It definitely ties in. Yep. Okay. So this one we've already seen. So the father is connected to the light, and the movement, the expression, to the mother. So you can see how the water moves. Light moves too, but it moves in a different way. So the sun moves slowly through the sky, and it's always light is always streaming out of the sun. And the water moves in different ways. So it's nice to know that, how hope is the heart knowing, the gift of the heart knowing of the presence of God all around us in the light and the moisture and nature. There we go. There's that one again. Okay, now this is Susie, and this is a really interesting question. She says, in contemplating the law of dispensation, what I wonder is in regards to what used to be so as opposed to what is so now. Not so much having to do with karmic debt as it does with compassion. For example, the truth as we've known it so far holds that only a very powerful shaman with many years of practice would be able to physically shift to assume another form. So here we're talking light and matter and substance, and there's the mother energy. The Council of Love has represented that such things will be available to us as a matter of course when we reach the higher dimensions. I have a couple of questions about that. Is it the law of dispensation that works here to allow such a thing to take place? Or is it a matter of course that all higher dimensional beings have such abilities? I almost added take place so easily, but that's an assumption. Will that be something we train for, or can it be imparted through touch? And Raj says it can be imparted through touch or intent or simple telepathic transmission. So that can be talking to the higher self. It is not simply the law of dispensation, as we have suggested to you many times. The laws work in congruence with one another. So in particular, what you are doing, for example, when you are shape-shifting or assuming different forms, you are using instantaneous transmission, you're using transmutation, and you are utilizing your intent as well. So it's not simply one or the other, it is the combination of several factors, several laws. So when they're talking shape-shifting, they're also talking letting go the old beliefs, because when you let go, you shift and your shape shifts. So it's not shape-shifting into a wolf or a mountain range per se, but in the heart, like on the other side, you can do that. But they're talking about literally shifting our substance by letting go. And he says, now you do not sit there and say, I will take 1/10 of the law of intent, and I will take a cup of the law of change, and I will take a pinch of unification. No, it does not work that way. You simply work with the law and in accordance with the law, and let us say the purity of intent, that is very important. Just as the purity of your intent this day to receive the gift of karmic dispensation. So it is the purity to shapeshift or bilocate or multilocate to be in the continuity of the higher realm. So again, it's letting go of the old belief systems in the vibration of love and the various expressions of love. For example, you would never use this ability, which is freely available in the higher realms, by the way. It is not something you need to really train for, but it is generated by the energy of love. The fuel of it is love. So there's the light. So it cannot be used, for example, in your universe and in these circumstances in the human realm, be used for dark, and that is the shift. That is the difference. In the old third, when there had been beings who had achieved this capacity, there was still the opening to use it as they chose, but that is not so in the higher realms. So interesting. So this is why I talked about energy in Albert's formula. That's the energy of love, and there's a difference between the fuel and love. Yes, Darren.
So this purity of intent really means that you can't use it for dark purposes then, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have transcended that. We're now working on raising our vibration. So yes, he says you can't do it in the old third. You could, but we're creating the new third. Okay, so I think let's see, what time is it? I think, yeah, we're at 10 to 8 right now. So let's there's a few more questions here, but I think we'll do them on Wednesday. So let's just do our 10 minutes of sending. And is there any group in particular? Do you guys want to send karmic dispensation to the leaders on the planet? Or yeah, okay, why don't we do that? Why don't we do
Yeah,
that?
that would be good. Yeah,
Yeah.
leaders.
Yeah, and even just see them being lifted up into the light. Like we're helping raise the vibration. So we're lifting everybody up in gratitude for the roles that they played, because it's been an integral that they play these roles so that we master compassion. Like there's no accident that it's still playing out on the planet. But what's happening is the leaders who are in alignment are speaking out now. There's many of them that are speaking out, and they're making sense. People are listening. So that's the big difference. So us sending that energy, speak up about peace, speak up into the collective, raise everyone up in gratitude. that I'm sure it helps. So we'll just set the timer for 10 minutes. There we go. Okay, and you can mute yourself. And we'll see everyone in 10 minutes. There we go. That's our 10 minutes. How did that feel? Is that a good one, Ken?
Yeah, actually, while I felt grateful to our leaders for having the awareness and the capacity for change.
Awesome. Very, very good. Good. Now, can you wake up thinking that every day?
Oh, about our leaders, sure.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Well, I'm sorry. I'm a little thick right now, but I got it.
No, that's brilliant. Oh, I love it. Because you're holding the highest vision. You're saying thank you. And so that creates it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good work. Excellent. I love that. Lillian, what did you do?
I sent them that mantra, I am love, I am loved, I am lovable.
Beautiful. Good. We need them to remember that. All of us.
Yeah, everybody in the world needs to
Yeah.
know that and
Yeah.
accept that.
Yes. That's right. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. And Darren?
Yeah, I took all the leaders into the room of the karmic board there.
Yep.
A pretty big crowd, but they were all in there, and especially Trudeau stood right out. He was kind of in the front of my face, so he got a good dose of karmic dispensation.
Awesome. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, they got that dispensation, and then love filled with love after that. Forgiveness and love and hope.
Nice. Yeah, I did the same thing. The room was crowded. And then even like leaders that wouldn't call themselves leaders that I'm kind of working with, they showed up too. Like people that I'm doing readings with like week after week and healing and that kind of thing. And they were there too. I was like, oh yeah, everybody's a leader. And yeah, and then oh yeah, and then I ended up in my heart chamber in the Golden Temple, and we all started just floating up like we were all children. It was like we had balloons or something, and we were just floating up. I don't know if you saw Mary Poppins, the latest Mary Poppins, and at the end, everybody floated up in with the balloons, with one with Emily Blunt. Yeah. And if we were weighed down with our belief systems, the balloons wouldn't they're like they weren't rising. Yeah. So yeah, it was cute. I was like, oh yeah, that's good. I like that. We can all rise into the light. With our lightness of being. Yes, Ken.
Well, one of the things that I remember from the original Mary Poppins is that they started laughing, and then they ascended. They left the earth. They floated.
The original one, like back in the 50s or 60s?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
There
remember.
was a joke about, oh God, I can't remember it now. But anyway, Dick Van Dyke played a really old man,
Yeah.
and then he was told a joke about something about a leg, and the leg had a name, and somehow this cracked him up, and we all started floating. It was with, and also Edwin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I remember going to the theater to watch that. I remember going to see Sound of Music and Mary Poppins. Those are the only two. Oh yeah, and Star Wars. As a family, we went to see Star Wars. But yeah, Mary Poppins was a big one. Yeah. All right. Well, that was a fun class. Thanks, everybody, for coming. I'm just going to stop the recording right now. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back on next Wednesday.